In this video, we are going to create the restaurant app application. In the restaurant app application, there you can create the order, you can delete the item, you can check the history, and you can delete the order. Before we are going to start, I would like to ask you a favor. If you found this video helpful, please like and subscribe my channel. Let's start. First, we are going to create the database. Open the SQL server. Right click on a database, new database, and here I'm going to write a restaurant DB. Click on OK. First I'm going to create that three schema. That schema will be the master. So I'm going to create the master schema. Owner will be DBO object. Click on OK. Now create the table. First table will be the customer. That will be the customer ID and your customer name. Make a primary key. Go to the properties. Here you can write like a customers, and schema will be the master. Identity column will be the customer ID. Please save the table and refresh it. You can see that master or customer, and another one will be the item. So it will be the item ID. Make a int. This one make a primary key, then item name, and then item price. It will be the decimal. Now go to the properties, write the items in the schema will be master, and identity column will be the item ID. Save that. Now another one is that payment type. That payment type ID. Then to make a primary key. Here I'm going to write like a payment type. It will be the varchar. Make a 150. Right now payment type name. Go to the properties, right here payment types, and select the schema and identity column, that payment type ID, and save it. Now I'm going to add some dummy data. Just close all documents, refresh that. First I'm going to add the customer. Here I'm going to add some dummy data. Customer A, B, C, D, E, and another one I'm going to add the items. So it will be the So here you can see that I added some dummy data in the payment types. I'm going to add like a cash and credit. Okay. Now open the Visual Studio, create the new project, write down the project name, click on OK, select the empty MVC and click on OK. Now you can see that project has been created. First of all, I'm going to add that entity framework. Right click and models, add new item, and select the data entity model, and here that it will be the restaurant model. Click on next, username, password, and then your database is restaurant DB. Click on OK. Yes, next, and select the tables. Later we are going to add more tables, because first of all in the main page it's required that 3 tables, that customer, item and payment type. So select all and click on finish. Now you can see here, if in the DX file there is a 3 table or 3 entity, that is a customer, item and payment type. So now I'm going to create that view model. And that in the view model, so I'm going to create the class, that is the first one is that item view model. Okay, next one is that payment type view model, and third one is customer view model. Okay, so next start with that item view model. So what's the actually main purpose of that view model is that because in that database and the table there is so much column which one is not required in for MVC, just like in date, all those things, although some of the fields is not required in MVC where I am going to use. So that's why we are creating that view model. So view model is basically the which field is required, that fields I am going to add in the view model. And another part is that if you are going to change anything in that entity or the table in the database, I mean, just like if you change that particular column name, if something A was there, then you have changed to the B. So if you will not use that view model, then every places you have to change in that all the project where you have used that particular column, that all the places you need to change. So that's why you are creating that one, that view model. So one places if it's changed A to B, so one places only in the view model you can change that one, that particular A to B, just replace, and it will affect to the your whole project. So that's why we are creating that view model. That is item ID. Second one is your item name, and third one is your item price. Okay, this three. Now in the payment types, let's start. I don't know what's the problem with your resharper. Now it will work. See, in this is that payment type. Payment type ID. That another one will be the payment type name. Here it will be the string, that is a payment type name. Third one is your customer, so that it will be the customer ID. See, again start. That is the customer ID. And next one is your string customer name. Okay, these three fields. Now I'm going to create the repository. So add one folder, that will be the repository. Repositories. Then right click on the repository, add class. That will be, first one is your custom repository. Next one is your item repository. Item repository. Third one is your payment type. Third one is your payment type. Okay, so I'm going to first start with the payment type. I'm going to create the constructor. Close all. Constructor, the entity's name is restaurant DB entities. We are going to create that object restaurant DB entities. Now very well, now I'm going to create that object. Okay, next one is that it will return that select item list. Select list item. Okay, so get all payment type. So it will be written like a return. First we'll create the object. Equal to and this one it will start from your obj in that entities dot payment type, entities dot payment types, then select list type of item, your first one is the text, then it will be the object select item dot, no this one sorry, obj dot your payment type name. Next one will be the value, that obj dot payment type id. This one need to convert into string, and here if you've selected, if it true, then automatically by default it will be the selected. Just change this one to where. So same things need to copy. Just copy from here and open that item repository. Just paste it here. Okay, just copy this one, import, and this one instead of payment times it will become like items, and obj dot item name, and here that item id. That is done from your here get all items. That is it. Now same one need to copy for your customer. Just copy this one, that for customer repository. This one is customer repository, that all customers, that all customer. Here I am going to select this customer, and instead of that item name it will be that a customer name, and instead of id it will be the customer id. That is done. So he created that. Now I'm going to add the controller. Right click on a controller, add controller, that empty controller. I'm going to give the name of the home controller. Now right click on a action method, add a view. That will be the index view. Yeah, that view has been created. Here, because I have to pass in that index view 3 different your view model, so there is just so many way to pass from controller to view in a multiple model. So here I am going to use the tuple. So it will be the I enumerable of your select list of item. Then another one is that also that IEnumerable, that select list of item, and because 3 I'm going to pass. First one is the customer, item, and payment type. If you pass like that, this one is I'm going to use the tuple here and create that object. Equal to new. So here just change this one to make it where, because it's making too much long. Just paste it here. Okay, and this one we have to move to the new line, and here that I'm going to create that repository for your customer repository. Customer repository, so obj customer repository equal to new custom repository, and this one first one is your, I'm going to pass that for customer repository. Okay, so just to pass like a customer repository dot get all customer. Then next one is your item repository, so item repository, create obj item repository equal to new item repository. So the second one will be the item repository dot get all items. Third one is your payment type, so here I'm going to write a payment type repository obj your payment type repository equal to new payment type repository. So third one is your get all payment type. Till now it's done, so I'm going to return to view that particular object. So this one will be your model. Go to the view, open that view in the solution explorer. That view is there. Here I'm going to write like a add the red model, and you can see this one. So because it's not coming by, if you are going to use tuple, so that times it will come like a item 1, item 2, item 3. So you have to know that one which one is the item 1. So once you go to the controller, first one is that customer, that item 1 is the customer, second one is your item, third one is your payment. So just keep in mind these things. Okay, just save. Now I'm going to start designing. So this one, delete this one. First one is a legend. Field set. Just push it here. Just save it. Like the first one is that I'm going to write a restaurant. So here I'm going to divide that. In the first one, the restaurant, it will display that customer or your payment type. So just start that one. Div class container. Yeah, I'm going to use that bootstrap. So div class container. Second one is your row. That is a class is equal to row. Okay, this one is a row. Then another one is your divide into that class with a column meet, that it will be the 6. Okay, so first one is that your div, it will be that class, that group, that will be the form group. Okay, next one, here I'm going to write like a first one, I'm going to select the customer. This one will be the customer. Next one will be the drop down. So this one is a drop down list. First one, this one is a customer, so I'm going to write like a customer, and your model. So that's, if you click press the dot, you will see that item 1, item 2, item 3. So here, if in the home controller, first one is that your customer, means item 1 is your customer. So this one is the item 1. So this one, it will become inside the cell new select list, make a bracket, select list. First one is your model, this second one you actually it is the value, and third one is your text. The next is your HTML attributes, so it will be the new at the red class, so it will be the your form control. Okay, this one is done. So first one is your customer. Okay, next one will be the your payment type. Just copy this one and just paste it here. Instead of customer, I'm going to write like a payment type. This one is a payment type. In the instead of customer, I'm going to write like a payment type. Okay, that is done. So third one is your payment time. So item 3 will be the your payment time. If you look, that item 3 is the payment time. Okay, this is done. That too is done. So I'm going to change something for that design. Just run the application. Let's see how it will be look like. Now if it's look like this one, the first one is the customer and second one is your payment type. Okay, I'm going to change something or design this one, this customer and payment type. Go to the here, open the style, for speed thing up, I copy this one, this particular code, this design. This is the CSS. So just reload again. See, now it's look like. Okay, first one they will select the customer. The second one is your payment type they will select. Okay. Now in the next one we are going to add. So there they will add that, select that items, your quantity, your price and total it will display, and discount also. So come to the Visual Studio. Again I'm going to write like if your field set. Okay, then legend. Okay, so this one will be the your restaurant item. Items. Just save and refresh. It will come at bottom of this one. Yeah, now it's coming the restaurant items. So first one they will select that items. So I'm going to create that div, then class, then it will be the container. Okay, then div, that class, it will be the row. Then div, as this one also I'm going to divide into two parts, two means like a two column. So column middle, then it will be the 6. That is done. Here I'm going to add that div, that class will be that your form group, in the form group it will be the item, and next one I'm going to same things I'm going to copy, but instead of 3 it will be 2, and that payment type it will be the item. Okay, now save it and reload again. Okay, here it will you can see that all those items. The next one will be your item price. Here it will display the item price, but once you will going to select this one, this apple, so automatically that item price will be displayed here. So same things I'm going to copy this one. So here it will be the unit price, and this one need to delete and to write like input type your text, but it will be read only, because unit price you are not allowed to change. Then if it's a read only, then id make a txt unit price. Okay, first one is a unit price, then value will be your 0 first time, name will be the unit price. Then one more things I'm going to add, that is your class will be that form control. Yeah, you can see this one is going to be better. We can make no, otherwise it's look good, so make it 2 only. Now again I'm going to copy it till here and paste it. This one is that quantity, and this one after that discount, this one is a discount. Just copy this one and paste it here, because quantity, this one is the txt quantity, and this one is the quantity, it will be the 0.0. okay, then discount will be not read only, you can give the discount. So this one, that txt quantity discount, here also it will become discount. Okay, till now it's good. Now in the bottom it will display the total. So this one txt total, and right here total, this one also total, and instead of the discount, here I'm going to add that input type, that is a button add to the list. This one will be the button, and the value will be the add to list, and next name I'm going to write like a add to list. Then next one I'm going to write an id, that button add to list. This one is add to list. The next one, that id, till not so going to write a class, that it will be the button dash success. This I'm going to write. Just save it and reload again. Let's see. Reload. Yeah, but it's little bit up now. So quantity should not be read only. First to remove that quantity, that read only, this one, this one should not be read only. Okay, this one is not read only, and that button, going to use the style margin from top, margin top, I'm going to write a 5 pixel. Okay, now reload. should move little bit more down. Change to now reload. Now it's look perfect, right? Add to list. That apple, burger, noodles, all things. I'm going to change into 3 columns because it's looking too much space. Okay, first one will be the item, then unit price, then quantity, then discount, total, and add to list. Make to the 3 column. Restaurant items, it will be instead of 6, it will be the 4. Instead of 6, it will be the 4. And this one, it will move to the top here. Just make it 4 column. Okay, this one also it will be the 4. Then this 2, remove this last 2. This one copy. Now it will be the 4 and here 4. Now save it. Save it. Now reload. Let me see that. Yeah, this was perfect because in that footer part we have to add so that items which are we are going to add here, so it will be so in the bottom, and this quantity, this alignment should be right. So every alignment style text align the right. This one is not required, only for that unit price. Discount and the total. Now it's perfect. Now I'm going to add here one table. So once you are going to click on add to list, so it will be add into the table. Now the last part is that again I'm going to add that field list, then legend. In the legend resident listed items. Now I'm going to add the table. It will be the style, width will be 100%. So now it will be the t head, tr, then th. First will be your item ID. This one will be the hidden field, so make this one is hidden. First one will be the item ID. Next one, it is your item name. Your item name. This will not be hidden. The next will be the unit price. The TS with the this one will be the unit price. The next, if it's a unit price, then it will be the quantity. Then it will be your discount. Then total, and one more will come that for action. Action in the sense means delete. If you want to remove that item, so it will come into the action. This KD format and it load. Yeah. Item, unit price, quantity, discount, and total and action. Okay, that is done. Now, till now it's done that part. Now I'm going to call one jQuery, open the script folder and move to the jQuery. Let your jQueries. Now going to write that script tag. Script type equal to your JavaScript, and next one will be your dollar document.ready, then it will be the function. Okay, that is so. First, what I'm going to write, once you are going to select this apple, okay, so automatically that unit price should come display here. Once I'm going to select the burger, it should display the unit price of burger, and it's the French fries, then French fries unit price will be display. So how will do that? The script tag, here I'm going to write like a dollar, your item name. What's the name of an item? That is your item. So just paste it here. Okay, make a space. This one dot your value. So this one it will actually be the your item ID. Okay, but once you are going to select that you are going to change some things, that time should fire. So first I'm going to write like a function. Here it will be the get item unit price. So here that value instead of going to write like item ID. So instead of item ID, we'll get that the price. So first of all, I'm going to start with the $.jx Ajax. Then here I'm going to write. First one is that async. It will be the true. Type. It will be the get. Async. Type, then data type. It will be the JSON. Data type is the JSON. Then content type. Content type, it will be the application. Application JSON. Char set is equal to UTF dash 8. Okay, that one is done. Then data. Here I'm going to write like item ID to item ID. That is your data. Then URL will be the your home / get item ID, get item by unit price. Okay, this one is done. Then success, then it will be create the function and it will return the data. Then data will be your unit price. Then error. Alert. There is some problem to get the unit price. right till now it's okay. Here this one will be the where your item ID will be the value, and then when it was going to fire, this start your change this one, it should be fire. So first it will be the item, then item ID. Okay, that is done. Then stop debugging. Need to create that one method, that is your get unit price. Open that controller, home controller, create that action method, public JSON result. Here it will be the int item ID. Okay, now we're going to write it because it will return the decimal, so decimal with the unit price equal to your, here also need to create that one entities just like this. Or that this one, create that object. So now this value dot items dot single or default or single only, then model dot item ID equal to item ID dot unit price, that item price here. So this one is the unit price. What it will return JSON. First one is your unit price, and then next one is the behavior, that is a logget. Okay, till now it's okay here. Yeah. By default it will be the HTTP get only, but I'm going to write like HTTP get and open the index. This one is you're done. Here need to write like a hash, this one, because this one is ID selector dot change, then function will call. Okay, so it will pass that item ID. This one should come here, that is item ID. And okay, now going to assign. So what's the unit price text box name? This one is a unit price, right? What's the name? txt unit price. So right here, where is that? Okay, here it will be the dollar ID selector dot value equal to your data. Here I'm going to convert this one to parse float, this one parse float, because I want to do formatting with 2 decimal dot 2 fixed with a 2 decimal. Now run the application. Okay, this one is apple. I'm going to select this one to burger. So you are getting that value. Now I'm going to select that apple. You will get that apple value. Now if you change the French fries, you get the French fries value. Now the rice, then it's getting the rice value. Noodles, you are changing that. You can see that here its value that's changing. Okay, this one is changing. Now I'm going to add with just like a quantity 50. And I'm going to do that discount 20. Once I'm going to click, or before that clicking, if I'm changing some value, some like a 50, so this total also should be changed. Got it? So this total should be changed. Once you are going to change this one orange, okay, so the value is changed. So this one will make it 30. just reload again once. I want to see something. Well, because if Apple is automatically selected, but that unit price is not changed. Okay, once you are going to start changing, then its value is changing. First I will fix this problem. Open that item repository. Here you will see that it is selected. Make a false. Now run the application. Let's see, it should be by default it should be blank. Let's see, it's coming. The first time once the page will load, that particular item field should be blank. It's not changing because still it's in the page load time. Where is that page load? Index. Open that index folder. Make it this value. Document.ready. I'm going to file change to this value to 0. First one it will be 0. Let's save. First time once the document will be ready, so it should be make a blank. Reload that. See, now it's a blank. Now that it's forcing to user first select that. So this you can see now that value is changing. Okay. Okay. Now we'll start with the quantity. Once we will enter or that one changing. Make it space. Now we're going to create that one method, that one function, that is a calculate subtotal. Because this one is a subtotal only. Okay, that is done. So first of all, we need to understand what all things is required. First one is that your unit price. This one is required for calculating, so this one is required. So how you will get that unit price? Unit price will get by your txt unit price. Okay, just copy. Yes, unit price dot value. So now you got that unit price. Now next one is your quantity. Your quantity. So how you will get the quantity? As your txt quantity dot value. Okay. Next one. What's the next? Next is that your discount. So write a discount equal to has your tst your discount dot value. Correct. Okay. So finally it will be the total. So unit price into quantity minus discount. So it will, if you look, unit price into quantity minus discount, then it will be total. So here write where the total equal to your unit price into quantity minus your discount. So it will come here. Okay, your discount. Now this one is your total, right? So this one you have to add into that your total. What's the name of the total? Yeah, txt total. So here I am going to assign that value. So how will it assign? Dollar id selector dot your value. It will be your, I am going to convert that what your parse plot, or here it will be your total. Okay, total, then to fixed to 2 decimal. Till now it's okay. So if you will call here, so when it will be fire, that particular calculate subtotal, when it will be fire, because we don't have any button, button to calculate this value. So this should be calculate automatically. Okay, once I'm going to write like a here, I will write like a 20, so automatically that once I will leave from here, okay, so automatically it should be multiplied that 50 into 20. If I'm going to write like a something discount like a 10, so it should be 50 into 20 minus 10. So automatically it should be calculated. So in the change event, so on change. So how we'll write for everyone in the document.ready, I'm going to write like a dollar. Okay. Here I'm going to write like an input. Okay, so make a bracket. Once it will be the type equal to text dot change event. Now this will be the change. Then it will be the function call this particular value that calculates subtotal. That is correct. Once it will be the input. If input is type equal to text, means whenever I use that type equal to text, your something, if you look at input type equal to text, input type equal to text, or input type equal to text, that times this one should fire. Just save and reload here. Here I'm going to select that one for some burger, and its a unit price is 150. Just enter something 50. If I will move from here, so see that it's calculating 150 into 50. If I'm going to write a 2, if I'll move that one, it's coming that 300. If I'm going to write like a 10, so it will be calculated also that 290. 150 into 2, so 300 minus 10 equal to your final total is 290. And it's coming that 2 decimals, because of that you use that one 2 fixed, so it's coming like a 2 decimal. Okay, till now it's clear. So now here, once you are going to click on a add, then it should add into that particular list. So here it should be add. Okay, now what's the button name where you are going to click that add? What's to need to know the name, so that is your button add list. So go to the document.ready function, just come here, and here I'm going to write like a that here also it will be the ID selector dot click, your click function, then it will be your function. And now I'm going to create the one function. It will be that add to the item list. This one you have to call here. Okay, add to the item list. This you are calling here. Then, so what all field is required? First one is your item ID, item name, item ID, item name. So instead of item name, we should write like an item. Unit price, quantity, discount, total, and action. Okay, that's all field we should required. Now start in the add. Now first we'll check that one, that your table need to write like a ID TBL, your restaurant item list. So this one is your ID. Just copy this one and come hit here. It will be the where is equal to your TBL item list. It will be that your ID selector. This one here, ID selector. Now Same thing it's required because all those things is required. So just copy and paste it here. And now another thing is that your item ID is also required. This one for ID selector, that will be the item dot value. This one is it's getting that item ID. Now just check that it's item only, right? Yeah, this one is item. Now another one is your item name. So write that item name. So how will you get that item name? Item name is equal to ID selector. Your item selector space. It will be the option there selected, right? Dot text. So which one you have selected, that will become here. So all things, what all field is required, that is done here. So open this one. Item ID, that one is a hidden field. Unit price, quantity, discount, total. So all things, item ID, item name, unit price, quantity, discount, and total. That all things has been done. Now another I'm going to write like a where item list. That one is going to be add. So now first I'm going to start with a tr, then your td. First one is done. Then td, first it will be the item ID. That will be have to make that hidden. So this one td should be open. So I'm going to write like a hidden. Item ID, then your first td will be close, then second td will be open, then plus, here it will become that item name. Okay, same like another. So just copy this one. So after that item name, it will be the unit price. So write that unit price plus it will be here. Then after that unit price, what will be? Unit price, then quantity, then discount. Then that quantity, pasted quantity, and here quantity is done. After that quantity, it will be the discount plus again that it will be the discount. Discount is done. After the discount, it will become total. So total, right here, total. So paste it. So one thing to notice that in the last one is the total, but one more thing, one button should be add, that will be for remove. So that one we are going to write here. So this one is easy for me because here you can see that intelligence is coming. This one will be the button, then value, it will be the button, value will be the delete or remove, name also it will be the remove, and that class I'm going to use, that is your button dash dancer, this one, and your on click will be going to remove item and pass that this. Instead of double quote, should replace with a single quote. This one with the single quote. This one the single quote. Instead of double, should I use the single quote. Instead of double, we should use the single quote. Instead of double, we should use the single quote. This one also remove that single quote. Okay, all things has been done here. So now cut and paste it here. So last one is your total, but I'm going to add td. Here I'm going to write like a td. Then last one, you have to close the td. Inside here we can write like a close the td and close the tr also. Done. Now this one, table list dot append your item list. After that we should reset that value. So going to add that function reset item. Just copy all this. Quantity also it should be reset. Quantity also it should be reset. Then after quantity the discount also should be reset. Discount also should be reset. Item value, that also should be reset. This item ID should be 0. So, okay, item is done. Then total also it should be reset. Total, where you got the total? This one. This should come in the reset here. Then it should come here. Now your reset time. So reset item has been done also. This one for append. Everything has been done. This one you can make a format also, that is your with a 2 decimal. Let's write like a parse float down to fixed. Here to fixed. This one also it will write like a to fixed. So it will come like a 2 decimal. So it will be look good. This one also to fixed. Okay, now save it and reload the application. Just reload. First of all, I'm going to select that orange. It's a 70 unit price. Going to be 5. Then it will be the 350. Then change to this one to 5, or make it 10. So it's supposed to be 340. Yeah, you can see that 340. Once you are going to click the add to list, you can see it's added. Your 70 is the unit price, then quantity, then discount, then total, and it's reset also. Again, I'm going to add the noodles, so that I want 2 quantity, 0 discount. So click on add to list. You can see that your noodles has been added. Okay, again that it will be French fries. I want 1 quantity, 0 discount, and click on add to list. It's added. Here you can see that it's now your list has been added. Now once you are going to click that remove, it should remove. So that also we can do. This one is your function we have created. So create one function, that is your function remove, that I'm going to write like an item ID. This one is item ID. So dollar remove. This one is your item ID dot. So what you do, dot, that is a closer, I'm going to use closest. This closest, what's is the closest, that is a tr. Then we are going to remove that closest of particular item ID, that one, and the closest means the nearest row. I'm saying that one nearest that particular row, that particular row we have to remove. That's all. This one you can see that one, so we're going to be removed. Now save and reload again. Just reload that. Select that items, burger 2, and click on add. Discount also will make that 0. This will be good. Now go to the reset one, that reset item. Where is the discount? That right to 0.00. Okay, reload again. Select the item, that's noodles, 5 quantity, add into list. Then again burger, it will be the 5 quantity, add to the list. And again that rice, this one is a 2 quantity, add to the list. Okay, this one is added. Now if I want to remove that burger, so click on remove, it should remove. If I want to remove that noodles, so click on remove, the noodles will be removed. If I want to remove that rice also, just remove it. That's just done, right? One more thing we can do here. This one, that customer, this one also I am going to make it, because here you can see here it's a 2 column, right? I'm going to divide into 3 column. Third one column, it should display the total. That final big one, it will be the display the total of this value. Okay, so change to 2 column to 3 column. This one is a 2 column, right? One more column I'm going to add. This one is a 4. This one going to add. Okay, change the payment type. Set of payment, I'm going to write a total, and then change to your 4. This one will be the 4. This one also it will be the 4. The total to remove, delete this. So here input type, text, and it will be the read only. Read only. Then finally id is equal to txt final total. Then class will be the form control, your form control. Okay, this one is the form control, this is the total. Anything else is required? Text value, first time value should be 0.00, a name, that also it I'm going to write like a final total. Done. So this one is your final text. So copy, just reload, it should become a 3. Reload that one. This one also should come a 3 column. Customer, payment type, and final, this one will be the total. I am going to move this one into right alignment, it will be right. So that style, text align should be right. Done. Save it. Now it will be reload. The text align should be right. Yeah, as you can see it's right. Okay, now I'm going to calculate the final total. Where it is that calculating that, adding that items, that TVL, this one. Here we are appending. Then we create the function. Then it will be the final item total. So first of all, use the ID selector of that final dot value. First time it will make it reset 0. It's resetting. Then what's the name of that table? Okay, this one. Then dollar. So you have to use that each function. This dot find. Okay, this find to tr greater than 0, because the first row is should not allow to take. Then each function. Then we're going to write the function. Okay. So finally we have to take the total, where total equal to dollar dot this dot find your td dot equal to which number is that, dot your text. So need to check that which number is that. Then first one is the item ID 0 1 2 3 4 5. That is a 5. So we should write like here 5, the text. And here I'm going to write where that is your subtotal. Here I'm going to write where it will be the final total equal to 0.00. Final total. Now it will become like a final total plus equal to your total. Okay, so now this one change to your final total. Again we can write like a parse float, that value dot to fixed your 2 to decimal, that is here. And this one your final total should come after this. Here write that as list dot find total has some, save it and reload. Now here that total should be displayed. Still it's reloading. Now select the item like a pizza, 450, 2 quantity, then it will be 900. Click on add. $900. Then noodles, 2 quantities, that it will become 160. So here you can see that this total is coming. Again if you are going to write a rice, 2 quantity, click on add, 100. Then orange, here 5 quantity, it will be that. So here you can see the total, and that select the payment time. Okay, this one is the payment time, and here you can see the total. I hope it's clear. In the next video we are going to see that one. I am going to add that one button that is called save. Once you are going to click on save, then it will be saved on the database. So here you can see that one. So maybe that I'm going to add to here, or it will should be I'm going to add here. Just I'm going to add the simple one button to save button. So in the last we are going to add the button. This one is a field sheet. So to write like a div. Class is not class div. Here I'm going to write like input type, that will be the button, that value, it will be the save name, it will be the save, then id going to add, that is a button, save order. Okay, and then class I'm going to write like a button primary, going to add the primary. So this one, the button. Now save it and reload. Then you can see one button. So this button. So this one I'm going to move that here, that right side. Let's see style text. If I will do right, let's see. Okay, sorry. It should not be text line, it should be float. It should be float. Float should be right. So reload. One more thing we can do, we can make a little breakpoint or make a margin, div style margin from top, margin top. I'm going to write a 50 pixel. Okay, so just reload again. Let's see this one. Now it will be moved to the right. See, now it's going to the right. Now I'm going to add some item, just like a pizza, 4 quantities, orange 4 quantities, and a burger to add 34 quantity. So you can see it's moving. And one, so to make it 10 pixel, 50 pixel, it's little bit. Okay, now it's okay, no problem for that. Okay, now it's setting. So okay, in the next video, once I am going to click on save, then it should be saved on that your database. Okay, I hope it's clear. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe my channels. If you have any comment, please write down in the comment sections. If you have any queries, write down in the comment section.